Hello and welcome to the taxes portion of session 1, shopping cart training session. We're going to go over the different tax scenarios and your options to manage your taxes on your website. Let's get started. First of all, on the back end, to get to where you're going to be setting your taxes up, you'll need to go to your shopping cart and be logged in as an administrator. And from the shopping cart, you'll have a couple different places that you'll want to pay attention to. One is the tax in the menu and tax list rates. On this website, which is our training website, here's the front end of it, we've got it set up that this is in Oregon. Now, so we've set up a tax rate for Oregon at 10%. This really is not Oregon's tax rate, but we do this just for training purposes. So, and 10% is an easy value to calculate and show and demonstrate. So what this means is that for the state of Oregon, if any orders are shipped into the state of Oregon, we are going to charge 10% tax on the order itself. So if and typically we try to set up your tax for you when we set up your shopping cart in your website. We'll put your state in here and we'll look up your tax. But again, you should definitely come back whenever you get your site and make sure that the tax rate is correct, as well as if it changes in the future, which tax rates do change per states, you know, at different times, election times or whatever. You'll need to come in and adjust your tax rate to match your state sales tax. So here again, if you need to create a new sales tax, and a reason for maybe having two different state sales taxes, maybe you have multiple stores that are located in different states. So say you have a store in Oregon, and maybe you have a store in Washington. So let's go United States, Washington. And let's say the tax rate for Washington is 0.78%. So 7.8% I should say, and you'll see you get an example here of what the value is, or what your tax rate is that you'd set up. Hit save. So by having a Washington state tax as well as an Oregon state tax, if I was checking out, I was a shopper, and I was shipping my product to Washington, just like if I was shipping my products or my order to Oregon, I would get a sales tax assigned to that, and it would be this tax for it. And currently the law states that it's based off of where the item or your order is being shipped to, not shipped from. Now, that could change. It's been this way for a very, very long time, but I see that changing possibly in the future. Just with, money being tighter and everything else, I see government trying to get better control of it, and maybe also leveling out the playing field of online sales. So now let's go look at some other areas to set up your taxes. Again, the cart looks to where your store is located or the shipping address. Let's go to admin configuration to also see some areas where tax comes into play, and you might want to make some settings or adjustments. For example, here in tax, you say you're a store that wants to apply tax to everybody, your sales tax to everybody, no matter where it's being shipped to or being purchased from or anything like that. So you could say tax based on vendor address. And if you selected this, this is referring to the vendor address that's in your store, edit store, the address here. So here you'll see that the state is Oregon. So it would basically, if I chose that setting in the configuration, anything that, it doesn't matter, it's going to charge 10%, because that's what I have set for the Oregon sales tax, to all orders. All orders will get taxed 10%. Now again, this is not the way that the current law states it should be. The current law states that it should charge tax to wherever you have a business within that state. So again, if you have a business within Oregon and Washington, like I've just given an example of, you would need to charge sales tax for those guys. Now there's one other area that there's the ability to manage taxes, and that's in the product itself. In the product itself, you have the ability to, one, set the tax, or the ability to say do not tax. Now, say for example, I have a product that, by law, yo-yos do not need to be taxed, and so I could say do not tax this product because it's a yo-yo. And again, more realistically, maybe clothes or food items or something of that nature that you do not have to tax. This gives you the ability to ignore taxes on a product. So go ahead and hit close. Now there is another area. Let's go into configuration. And it has to do with shipping. Shipping, dealing with shipping calculations or cart, calculators that are looking to the cart total. You have the ability to say, basically, charge shipping or base the shipping calculating based off of the cart total plus taxes, or item subtotals, the subtotals of the products plus taxes and minus the coupon discount. So another area that you should be aware of that deals with taxes. There's a couple of other, there's areas as well. If we go to the shipping module list where we went to earlier in our training session, on a, say for example, third day shipping, any of these modules, you can also say charge tax. So I could say charge 10% tax, and it could say apply tax, and this would be on the shipping itself. So whatever the shipping works up to be, like say I bought something that's less than $10 and my shipping then would be $14, it would charge a 10% tax as well to $14. So this means that if my state requires that I charge tax on shipping or collect tax on shipping costs, you can do it from here and choose your percentage of which one it is. Or you could also say only apply tax when shipping within the state. So I'd apply this tax only if it was shipping within the state of Oregon, this tax ID. And that's another tax setting that can be set for your shopping cart. That's pretty much it for shipping taxes, I should say, or taxes. Go ahead and let's step to the next video.